This armor can stop bolter rounds and makes a space marine 10 times stronger, and lets him survive in the vacuum of space. The space marine without it is still godlike, but not invincible. Here's how it actually works. Power armor is ancient, but not simple. It sustains life, amplifies strength, and integrates weapons. But the armor does more than protect. It makes the marine stronger, faster, more lethal. Power comes from a miniature fusion reactor mounted in the backpack. It generates enough energy to run a small city. Instead, it runs one very angry superhuman and all his weapons. But none of this works without one critical component, the Black Carapace. That's the 19th gene seed organ implanted into a space marine. A synthetic skin layer grows beneath your actual skin, covered in neural interface ports. And these ports connect directly to the armor. When you put it on, dozens of cables plug into your body. The armor becomes part of your nervous system. You think about moving your arm, it moves instantly. No delay, like your own flesh. The interface is complete. When armor gets hit, you feel it. Not full impact, but enough. But here's the problem. Black Carapace requires extensive surgery, gene seed compatibility, and years of conditioning. If you put a normal man inside space marine armor, for him that's just a very expensive coffin. Normal humans lack the interface, just cannot make neural connection. Sisters of Battle used power armor too, but it's different. It's much lighter and designed for baseline humans. No neural interface needed. Still effective, just not on the same level. So what actually protects you? Ceramite plating forms the outer shell of the armor, a high-grade ceramic. It can withstand plasma fire, melta blasts, and temperatures that would destroy normal steel. The plating also stops bolter rounds. Not perfectly, because nothing stops everything. The plates are layered. When a bolter round strikes, the outer ceramite layer absorbs the impact, dissipating most of the kinetic energy. Inner layers remain intact, keeping the marine protected. However, weak points exist. Joints need to move, and this means they're less protected. And hey, the backpack, the power plant. If you hit it hard enough, fusion reactor goes critical. But in practice, landing that shot on the space marine who's moving, armored, and trying to kill you is almost impossible. Space marines are already strong. The armor makes them ridiculous. Fiber bundles that copy your movements and amplify them 10 times. This is why space marines can fire bolters one-handed. Recoil that would dislocate a normal human's shoulder. Armor absorbs it, keeps you steady. Do you want to rip an orc's arm off? Consider done. That last one happens more often than you think. Power armor is a closed system. You survive in it for weeks without taking it off, without eating or drinking. Helmet recycles your air. You survive in vacuum, underwater, or on toxic atmospheres. The armor's emergency system recycles your fluids. They're collected, purified, and turned back into drinking water to keep you alive. The Imperium is very efficient, too efficient. Armor also recycles waste, all of it. I will not get into details. Just know the system is closed. Everything gets reprocessed. Temperature regulation keeps you alive in any environment. Frozen ice worlds, volcanic death planets. Then there are injectors, dozens of needles built into armor. painkillers, antitoxins, adrenaline boosters. Armor constantly monitors vital signs, heart rate, oxygen levels. All of this means Space Marines can fight for days without rest, which they do frequently. But when you finally take armor off after 2 weeks of combat, you smell like a weapon of mass destruction. Chapter serfs clean the armor, and I'm sure they are not paid enough. The helmet is where things get interesting. When you put on a Space Marine helmet, you gain access to a full tactical suit, night vision and thermal imaging. You're now seeing tactical data overlays, filter out the sound of artillery fire. Here's the catch though. A normal human would be overloaded, but Space Marines, their enhanced brains process information without breaking down. That's another reason you cannot just give this armor to, let's say, a guardsman and call it done. He wouldn't even know which target to shoot first. The power pack, the most obvious part of the armor. Inside is a miniature fusion reactor. It powers the entire suit. The reactor is also heavily shielded, because you don't want to carry an unprotected fusion reactor on your back. The power pack also mounts additional equipment, such as jump pack thrusters for assault marines. And all of it is maintained by Techmarines. They perform sacred rituals, pray to the machine spirit, and apply blessed oils to the armor. Does the machine spirit actually exist? Well, the armor works better when it's respected. That's all you really need to know. Power armor doesn't just protect Space Marines. It transforms them from superhuman warriors into walking legends. All of the systems designed for one purpose: to let the Emperor's finest warriors survive long enough to kill his enemies. And they've been using it for 10,000 years. Because when something works this well, you don't fix it. You pray to its machine spirit and hope it never fails.